Hello again, Super Deformed collectors. So I have a new brand for me. This is a tiny brand Q bus. This is not to be confused with Tiny Q. I think that's a, well, I don't know. Is this the same company, just different packaging? I I could be mistaken. It might actually be, but I think Tiny might make Tiny Qs. I guess maybe they just changed the packaging. Anyways, Toyeast here. That's the parent company, I think. And this didn't come in any sort of wrapper or anything like this. I ordered it off eBay. Yeah, there's still a few out there on eBay, by the way. Alright, new packaging for me. Interesting. Not sure why there would be an arrow there, but it's got these two tabs. So that helps keep the thing from just falling apart. And also this keeps it from rattling around during shipping. So it's actually a pretty good box because it's very minimal. Like it's barely bigger than the actual object. So that's pretty good. But I don't really display these in the boxes. I'll just probably use that box for something else to store other bits. Alright, so I actually did manage to find this photograph of this actual bus. This is running around Hong Kong. And this is called a Alexander Dennis Enviro 500 bus, and this is the second generation of that type of bus that came in. So the second generation started in 2012, but this is the facelifted version, where it has almost these vertically mounted lights. The earlier one has a different headlight configuration. Anyways, here's a rear view. I'm gonna guess it's the same style of bus, just based on the arrangement of the tail lights there. And then here's the other side of the front. I've seen, yeah, it's just a big black panel there, I guess. Alright, I mean, it's a cartoon of a bus, so give a reference point. Doesn't have to be very accurate. Alright, what I do like, well, what I'm not liking is this immediate white section. So I checked the other side, it's not there. So that's a lack of paint, I think. So that's too bad, it's very distracting. But it's interesting to see the wheels here. You know, the front one's smaller than the rears. And then this must be the drive wheel. This is what's actually driving the bus, and also this is a spring motor, so this actually doesn't go really fast though, because it's got a lot of plastic to move around. That's like a standard choro-q motor, I think, in there. Alright, well, a lot of tampo printing on this guy. So first we got these vents and some sort of latches for these panels. The panels have molded in, you know, gaps. And I like that they have this cartoonish curvature to the bus itself. It gives it like a dynamic look. And then the orange down here is well separated. The green is well separated, just not enough of it there. This must be the bus number. And then we have an actual license plate, so that's probably realistic to this particular bus. And this is some sort of route number. There we go again. And then silver paint in the headlights, and some casted in panel gaps. I like that this route is actually behind the clear, so like a real bus. That's kind of neat. And now we can see the interior is kind of a purple color, and it's got a black steering wheel. And I almost missed these tiny little wiper blades. They're molded into the casting, but they're painted black. They're really fine, very well done. So I can't explain. Oh, this is a window frame on the real bus, but this one is painted yellow. Oh yeah, that's accurate to the first photograph. And then I think there's probably like a television or something behind this purple panel here. Alright, this side, now we have two doors on this side. Alright, so the foreshortening is quite drastic. And then we also have the route number again here, so that looks good. That yellow line is accurate to the photograph. We got some reflectors and lights there. There's a little fan graphic here, some more venting. Yeah, very nice. You can see all the seats are really foreshortened, and it looks like there's even a second television on this side. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. There's a partition wall here. what's behind here on the. Oh, the toilets maybe. If there's a, maybe they have toilets. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, looks pretty good on this side here. Then the back, we have that number again. That number again. Clear window. You can actually see to the front pretty well. Some printed on perfectly flat surface, but nicely printed on taillights up here. But these lights here are actually molded and painted. There's some dimensionality to those lights. This one even has a slight recess. That license plate number comes up again. Looks pretty good. I have a suspicion this is actually part of the plastic base, this little rectangle. See? Because there's no, well, there's actually no screws anywhere on the bottom of this thing. It's kind of weird it doesn't say Tiny or Toyeast down here. They're not taking credit for the work that they did. It looks like this green piece, this whole thing might be a separate piece. It looks like this body is actually all clear plastic. You can see the clearness of the pins going through. And then, yeah, it looks kind of clear here. And then they just repainted, well, they put paint on the entire clear body like a choro-q. It's really well done. Okay, so that's pretty neat. Alright, well, let's compare it to a couple other buses. Alright, there we go, spinning away. So I got a whole bunch of super deformed buses. Let's start with the small ones here. This is a choro-q of like a classic Japanese bus, which I have no clue what it is though. If anyone knows what kind of bus that is, please leave a comment. Here's a Kanagawa loop bus from choro-q. Here's some sort of a, I think it's a Renault bus. Here's an old classic bonnet bus. I think that might be an Isuzu, but again, I'm not sure. So naturally, you know, this modern bus is being a double-decker, really, even in a cartoon form, it's quite large. So let's get a couple larger buses out here. This is a 3-axle choro-q of a bus that runs around in Japan for the Chiba Latte Marines. And now we get into the double-deckers. So here's a crazy 4-axle for Japan Railways. And that's called a Neoplan Mega Cruiser. And I 3D printed my own wheels for that one because I like it so much. Another cool double-decker is by QB Art. And boy, I don't know, these QB Arts are really nice. There's a classic Route Master. Here's a more modern London bus, but only 2 axles. What's nice about the QB Arts is they have clear headlights. This one actually, and they also have engine panels if you know, that kind of gimmick gets you going. I kind of think the QB Arts are better, just because of the clear headlights. They also have license plates, so there's basically more features going on. But the wheels are heavily painted. I think there's much thinner paint on this because it's silver, but even this red one, really heavy paint. So really, these are the two to compare. What I also like about this QB Art is it's even more drastically cartooned. You know, the roofline is so swept, and henceforth the windows are so swept. And also, you'll see, hopefully you can see as it spins, there's a lot of dimensionality to the side paneling of the QB Art. There's a little bit of dimensionality to the doors and stuff down there, but this, all the window molding and stuff, and these bits here, they're actually sticking out or recessed. So it's a more three-dimensional mold. So that's why I like it more still. But I still like this because, you know, it still has, it's different. It's a much more modern bus, that's for sure. But I also like that the drive wheel is in a different location. I guess a more modern location. Alright, let's let this guy spin on its own in front of its picture again. And also, I'm going to introduce a new character. So, Robocop 2, there was the evil guy, Kane. He got stuck in here. And that's a cool little toy. It's, I think, made by Takara Tomy. and it's obviously super deformed, but you can move all the old arm bits around. They're on pegs, so you can pop them out, put them in a different position. So big fan of Robocop. Okay, well, that is it for today. So I appreciate you checking this out. If I can find some other buses that have different forms than what I have, I will try to get them. Thanks for checking this out.